The Iron Age rises. So many fresh indie creations, it'll drive you mad. In today's special episode, we linger on the spookier side of indie books, games, and comics. Books: Invocations of the Submortal, Samuel Thomas Birch, Book 1 by William Jeffery Rankin. The brutal murders of John and Harriet Minster shocked the sleepy town of Middlesboro, Ohio. The prime suspect, their son Charlie, was found next to their battered bodies, the murder weapon in hand. But Charlie's best friend, Sam Birch, doesn't believe for a moment he's guilty of the crimes and is determined to clear his name. At the asylum, he finds Charlie in a manic state, babbling incoherently of pursuit by a nightmarish entity. Sam realizes something all too real is at work in their town, one connected to his own experiences as a child. It all started with the strange old book he found in his grandfather's attic. With it, he had pierced the veil of another dimension and drawn the attention of that which abides within. Plagued with visions ever since, Sam vows to put a stop to the threat, not only for the sake of his own safety and sanity, but for that of the town as well. Up to pre-order on Halloween, Bury Me Not, on the Loathsome Prairie Cowboys and Cthulhu, Book 4. By David J. West. Territorial Marshal Porter Rockwell rides into a den of outlaws and hears tell of something horrific out in the haunted Henry Mountains, a place men don't come back from. With stories of giant snakes and vanishing men, Porter knows he must investigate the mystery even while desperados stalk the desert, waiting for a chance at revenge. What causes men to go mad out there in the high, lonesome desert? Who or what is Yig? Mysteries abound in the weird canyons of the desert where danger lurks like a rattler, but the truth of what Porter discovers will be far more sinister than he could have ever imagined. Aegeon Science Fiction Illustrated sneaks in with a surprise horror issue. Halloween has arrived. The Aegeon Machine Elves have worked overtime to bring a special spooky edition. Feel the cockles of your heart valves warming, little carbon dumplings. But beware, this issue has nothing but doom, gloom, chills, frights, and horrors. As the sun goes black and Typhon raises from Tartarus a storm that captures souls in its black whirlwind. Who dares to enter here? And with a little all-ages fantasy with a spooky edge, A.C. Pritchard begins his ongoing series, Spirit Animals. A young boy named Zan was raised by a wolf. When strangers with strange smells enter the forest uninvited, the boy is plunged into the realities of a world in conflict. His charm and naivety threaten to inspire hope in the hearts of friend and foe alike, dropping free on Halloween. Comics. I'll bet you never expected Winnie the Pooh, Demon Hunter. After the attack on Snow White's castle, the Red Riding Hoods realize the threat from the Queen of Hearts. Distraught over a broken truce, Queen Snow White calls for all hunters to return to base to prepare for war. Winnie and Christopher are sent to bring back Rabbit, but what happens when he doesn't want to return? And can the Red Riding Hoods prepare in time before the Queen of Hearts mounts her attack? What unfolds next could determine the future of the 100-Acre Woods. After years of peace between kingdoms, war dawns on the horizon. Winnie the Pooh, Demon Hunter, Volume 3 is 150 pages and collects chapters 6 through 10 of the ongoing story and an extra backup story, Demon Slayer Turtles. Fund it already with just a few more days to go. Next up, a new issue of Halloween Man. Slain by a vampire but brought back to life by arcane magic, Solomon Hitch is Halloween Man, a flesh-eating zombie with the power of the horror movie sequel. Now, with the help of his glamorous super scientist girlfriend Lucy, reprobate necromancer Morlack, and hedonistic demigod Mangoat, he defends Solar City, Texas from evil. Issue number 44 just released on Global Comics. In this issue, from the darkest depths of the multiverse comes Entropy, mistress of death and destruction. No man, woman, child, or dinosaur is safe from her hellish headless army. What is her dark secret? Find out in this surreal adventure that will rock Solomon and Lucy to their core. Read for free, then buy. In New York vs. the World, it's been 15 years since the zombie apocalypse, and NYC is the last safe place on Earth. When the dead first rose from the grave, Manhattan residents worked overtime to eliminate the monstrous corpses. The tunnels were flooded, the bridges destroyed, leaving the island safe behind its moat. But after all these years, there are still survivors clamoring to get in, and the threat of the dead still looms. Issue number 3 is a 28-page black and white homage to the classic zombie movies and the now iconic Walking Dead. And for another take on zombies, Alien Undead, the first of a 30-issue, 3-volume series involving aliens, zombies, the survival of the human race, and so much more. A crew of advanced aliens crash on an uncharted planet. Unbeknownst to them, this is Earth after the zombie apocalypse. Their initial encounter with the native species of this foreign planet is not even close to the peaceful meeting that they had hoped for. And now these aliens and the surviving humans of Earth must deal with this new threat. These new zombies, or cravers, are faster, smarter, stronger, and hungrier than anything they have encountered before. Number 1 is 28 pages, full color, and complete. Can you survive the zombified future? And last up in comics, Remnant. The world still needs heroes. The soon-to-come world dictator Apollyon is on a mission to bring forth the last days before the appointed time. Under a platform of world peace, he uses his position in the United Nations to assemble a team of superpowered warriors to help him achieve his true goal, the destruction of mankind. Our hero Grok, along with the Apostle John, who is still alive, search out the globe's greatest heroes to combat the oncoming threat. Together, they will assemble the greatest superhero force the world has ever seen. They are the Remnant. The latest issue is just live on Indiegogo now. In the Remnant Distant Thunder number 1, Distant Thunder faces deadly challenges that will test him to his very core. Find out what makes a hero in these 24 pages of full color. Games. Forgive Me Father is a dark retro horror FPS set in a comic book style world inspired by the novels of H.P. Lovecraft. As the only man left with full mental faculties, you begin a journey in search of answers and relief. How long can you last? The sequel recently launched in early access, hence this spotlight. These games have the feeling of a classic FPS from the 90s with a custom combat experience. With scripture in one hand and weapons powered by an unknown substance in the other, the player will face the challenge of maintaining their humanity while they survive. A dynamic level of madness, hand-drawn comic-style graphics, a Lovecraftian mood, many different levels and diverse monster types, and 2 heroes to play. In a similar vein, surreally styled Mortal Sin is an intense action horror roguelike where you must hack and slash your way through an endless nightmare. Death is only the beginning for you, struggler. Now in early access with rave reviews. Key features: a deep and rewarding melee combat system that's easy to pick up but difficult to master. 15 playable classes with unique abilities, skills, weapons, and items. 45 levels to explore among multiple routes, each with unique unlockables that persist between runs. 30 weapons including dual-wield swords, shields, claws, and magic staves. 18 unique battle arenas, 6 alternate color palettes to choose from, randomly generated quests with powerful rewards, and endless runs for infinite replayability. Can you survive the nightmare? That's 2 ways to escape the madness, but if you're tired of looking at red and black, and lonely, forsaken outer space is spooky enough for you, check out Gunhead. Plunge deep into infested space wrecks. Gunhead is an FPS roguelite that challenges players with boarding and neutralizing procedurally generated alien starships. The decaying alien arcs will defend themselves from intruders with a wide arsenal of cyborg monstrosities, robotics, and security systems, all obstacles that must be surpassed to achieve victory. Gunhead is a sequel to Alien Trap's previous game, Cryptarch, taking its strategic, fast-paced 2D gameplay and expanding it into a roguelike FPS experience. Complex procedurally generated alien space hulks, fast-paced jetpack FPS gameplay, and a blood-pumping soundtrack perfect for intense firefights. Load up and head out. Alright, you dark travelers, it's time to support your indies, or else. Thanks for tuning in to IndieScare. There's so much more out there in the wastes. Bright beacons of fun and hope, just waiting to be discovered. You can support the ongoing weekly roundups by subscribing here and buying my books and merch. Till next time, my friends, Ghoul Journey.